Hey, do you want to speed up your photo editing for your yearbook? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Photo Mechanic. If you have the Photo Mechanic application running on your computer and you insert an SD card, this window will automatically pop open. Although I'm not going to go into the details now, once you have photo and you set up all the specifications and preferences, simply clicking on the Ingest button on the right-hand side will automatically copy or move your photos from your SD card. You can also set up a secondary storage destination. That way you'll have redundancy and be less likely to ever lose any photographs. If you'd like, Photo Mechanic makes it easy to rename your files by simply clicking on Rename Ingested Photos as and then listing the photographer's name. That way you'll know later on which photographer took each photograph. You could also rename the files by topic. For example, if it was the first football game, you could simply say first football game and the photographer's name, and it would rename all the photographs accordingly. There are many ways to rename your photographs by clicking on the sequence button and then setting it with one of the variables that you see in this drop-down menu. We'll talk about those in a later video. Although Photo Mechanic makes it easy for you to erase your SD card after ingesting your photographs, most photographers don't do that because if there is an error on importing your photographs, you will have erased your images and probably will have a difficult time retrieving them. So I would leave that unchecked. So once you open up Photo Mechanic, this is a view that you will have of all of your images. The first thing that I like to do is to go through and find all the pictures that need to be rotated. You can see it's a pretty easy process and it doesn't take very long to rotate all the images. I've selected all of those vertical images and it's going through and it's rotating each one counterclockwise. It's a pretty speedy process that you only have to do once. Now you can see all the images have been rotated. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my first image and maximize the screen. Now holding down the right arrow key and the number 1 key, simply look for images that you want to keep. When you see one that you like, type in number 1 and it will record that image as a red image. And later on we're going to select only the red images as our favorites. So go through the entire folder, taking only about a second for each one, maybe even less than a second. In the real time as you see it here. This is all I take. It's pretty easy to see if it's one that you want to consider later. Sometimes you want to stop a little bit longer and take a look at it, but I look for expression, I look for exposure, I look for focus, and I'm simply going through here quickly and just picking out the ones that I think I'll consider. There'll be some that later on I'll reject, but I'm just doing this very quickly. Now I'm not going to go through all of the folders for this game, but that's the process. I would do that for each SD card. Go to the top of the screen and go to View and select Color Classes and select Red. That way it will pull up all the photographs that you said that you liked. So what you see here now is all of the pictures that you said that you liked from this folder. Now you're going to go up to the File menu and go to Copy, and you can create wherever you want your pictures to go. This is assuming that we didn't ingest the pictures upon inserting the SD card. You simply go to the folder where you want to make your images and then make a new folder for the job. I would probably already have this set up, but in this case I didn't. Just specify Football Game 1 and say open, and you have the choice of either moving or copying the images. I would say probably copy would be the best, that way they stay on the SD card. I did make a mistake when I made the video here, or when I actually did this job. I put down this folder, I specified the name, and you can see the number 2 there. That would make a subfolder, which I probably wouldn't want, but it's a good way to make a folder without going into the Finder and making that manually. Anyway, it's copying all the images to the folder. The images are still in the SD card if you have any problems. Okay, that's all we had to do for that first folder. Now we're moving on to the second folder. You can see how you can select the color classes and how easy it is to find all the red images. Simply by hitting Control A or Option A to select everything, it'll copy all of the red images, and you simply go through that process, make a new folder, and then copy the images just like we did for the previous folder. And remember, you can move or copy. In all cases, I always say copy, just in case there's some type of error when I ingest or copy the photographs. Pretty fast process of moving or copying the pictures over from your SD card to your preferred storage area. Now I'm moving on to the third folder. I'm going to select the color red. It selects the images. Hit Control A or Option A to select everything, and then go up to the menu and select Copy, Move Photographs. Go through the entire process by making, this time make a folder 3 and hit Copy.